Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kibblings, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, Link in Live Action. We've got some exciting news about Zelda to talk about this week.
Is it exciting
Among
though?
other Nintendo news. It's exciting to discuss. I'm not saying the movie will. I mean, I think there's a lot that we can talk about regarding
It's
this
like
news,
the weather
among
they
other
reported.
Nintendo news from the week. You guys are killing the positivity. I am here so hyped to talk about the latest happenings. You guys got to bring me down.
I'm not in a negative mood. I'm just kind of in a meh mood. I'm just kind of blah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm feeling that way too.
I'm good.
Kinda. I was up late last night looking at all the Taylor Swift stuff. Yesterday was a big day at her concert for Taylor Swift fans. Oh my goodness.
Why?
I won't get into
What happened?
At her concert in Argentina, I'm so glad that you asked. There were several things where it was just.
I have no
so
idea. She's like, it's a
amazing.
big day. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Travis Kelce went to her concert in Argentina. This was after
Don't he have a game to
it
play?
got rain out. No, they're on a bye week this week. Don't you know?
That
anything
makes
about
sense.
the
Fuck
Chiefs?
that. Taylor Swift.
No,
more
I don't
important than that
follow
game.
the Chiefs. What do I know about the Chiefs?
Exactly.
Right.
Anyway,
Game.
on
Yeah, I mean, even if you had a
Friday
game,
night-
I'd be trying to get the hell out of Kansas too. So,
on Friday night, it was
Yeah.
rained out. Only the second time ever that Taylor Swift had to cancel or postpone a concert. It's going to be tonight instead. So she had a concert on Saturday night, last night, and Travis was there, and she changed the lyric in Karma from "Karma is the guy on the screen" to "Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming straight home to me," and it was amazing.
so
And
those
then she
TikToks
also-
when they first started, when the rumors of them dating, of her making songs about football players and football rhymes and stuff, that's going to come true then.
This was just a reference because he
Yes.
was there, and it's like kind of a hard launch of their relationship. And then at the end of the show, she ran over and jumped into his, put her arms around him and kissed him, and it was really adorable. And then also she did a mashup of one of her new Vault songs and another song, and it was just really amazing and great and awesome, and it was a good concert.
So how hard is the breakup going to
No, it's
impact
just
all
not
y'all?
why, I don't know why you would even say that. Like, it's
She's
such
got
a
a new-
good
she's
thing.
got to
Why
write a
new
can't you
album.
enjoy the
Yeah, she
good?
got to write a
Like,
new album. Like, this is all just
No,
material.
okay, no, it's not. She was with the same guy for 6 years and was able to write 4 albums. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
So she doesn't
I'm
need
not gonna
new
lie.
material.
As-
She's able to come up with material when she's in a long-term relationship. 4 Grammy
gonna lie.
award-winning albums.
As a fan of Adele, she's kind of whack when she's in a relationship. I don't need Adele happy. Like Adele,
That's not. No,
I need you
I don't
sad.
know anything about Adele.
Yeah.
miserable.
But,
Just like Alanis.
I will just say that she is
Yeah.
up for 6
Nobody likes the happy
Grammy
Alanis albums.
nominations.
Nobody wants this.
She's up for
Like
6
that.
Grammy nominations, and she has broken the record for most Song of the Year nominations of any artist ever.
I wonder what the new album's gonna be called.
Look,
Like Set
I have a
Fire to
question.
Kansas.
No,
I have a question for Donnie.
she's
Kansas
re-recording
Apocalypse.
Reputation. No, she's re-recording Reputation.
Donnie. Out of these Song of the Year nominations, Donnie, because she has the tie for most records.
I
How
don't
many of
know.
these
Yeah, I
songs do
don't-
you think you know?
Zero. 100% zero.
You know, Antihero.
No, I do not. I don't know what that
Absolutely
is.
not. That's Venom.
And I'm being honest with you. I honestly do not know what you just said. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
That's
I know
Venom.
the Shake It Off song from like the commercials and stuff. You can't get away from that
You
one.
know that
you
one.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah. I know the country one she did when I was like in high school. Back when she was like a CMT artist.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no.
That's okay.
I've remained Swift free. Untainted from the
I think you
swiftness.
would be surprised because yesterday on my stream when I had the concert up, somebody was like, "Oh, like that's a Taylor Swift song. I didn't even know that Taylor Swift did that song. I know that song. Like you probably know more than you think."
That's probably true. We said the same thing to
I
Dev.
guarantee that's not the case with me. That's not the case with me. Absolutely not.
Yeah. My wife was playing
anyway.
whatever her new stuff is, and it's just so sad and like not like bumpy or like it used to. Like they're kind of poppy and catchy. The other was
she
just
has a lot of
just
poppy
kind of
and
boring.
catchy
Like I was just like, this is just boring music. So
Oh,
If
I
your
like
wife
sad
is
music, so
listening
I
to
get my
Taylor
own.
Swift's sad material, I just have to say, like,
I'm in trouble.
maybe you need to do
Well-
something about that.
Oh well.
well, that's not happening.
Yeah.
She's
No,
gonna stay sad.
I'm not even getting the bucket, Rebecca.
John, so I just want to say to everybody that Delvin is sending me the AMC bucket because I wasn't able to get it. So thank you, Delvin.
We were really bothering Shaq Faithful with the Swift talk. It's like 3 or 4
Sorry.
weeks in a row. They're like, okay,
I
Keep
guys.
it going, baby.
But you asked. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and you're like, "Tell me about it." I told you about it.
I thought it was big. You were like, this is earth-shattering news coming from the global event.
It is, but I didn't have to talk
She's
about it.
like, she changed a word in one of the songs.
Oh, and she wore a pink lover suit on Thursday night.
I thought like the stage collapsed or something, like big news. You know, like
And she hugged her boyfriend.
and she hugged him.
Huge news.
huge news, guys. Where were you? Where were you?
Anyway, I played the new Mario Kart tracks, and like it's.
Wait a minute, there's new Mario Kart tracks?
Yeah.
Oh,
God, I am not doing
It's
this
over
Nintendo
now.
thing well anymore.
Listen, it's over now, Connie. There are 96 tracks in total. We've been
Gosh.
playing the same game for 10 years, and it is finally over.
I apologize. I used to try harder at this. That's on me.
yeah.
I honestly did
We
not
all
know. I did not know that they dropped yet again another wave of DLC tracks. That's news to me.
It's over now. And they added a new update that makes it easier to play with people online. You don't have to add them as a friend now. You get like a code like you do for like literally any other fucking
10 years
game.
later.
Yeah, 10 years
Wow.
later.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did it. They fixed it.
Finally.
Wow.
Finally. So, yeah, it's fun. I'll jump into it every once in a while with friends. It's an evergreen game.
Yeah, I've been done. I played the last track release for like an hour. And I was like, oh yeah, this is the same thing that we've had forever. And I turned it off and haven't thought about it again. Which is why I missed that the DLC news happened, because I haven't been paying attention to that game anymore.
That's okay.
Need a new cart. Long overdue for a new cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I just played other stuff that I normally play this week. Nothing like that I need to talk about.
Well, I'll join you there. I'm still playing my N64 and my 3DS. I posted my round in our Mario Golf tournament, which ends next Sunday. So you have a week from today to get your round in before
Oh, I have to do
the
that.
first one is up. Jason beat me by a point. He got me up by a stroke. And as true fashion, I only ever post one round. I could go in there and I could probably get to 14 or 15 or 16, but I always just post my one round.
Wait,
So-
so you can do like if you're not happy with your score,
Yeah.
you can keep doing it.
You can post another one. You have until the time closes, you can post as many rounds as you want.
That's good to know.
So you can always beat your score if you're really unhappy with the way you played. But
Okay.
I do have to apologize because I wasn't paying, I guess, enough attention. The setup that I selected for our first tournament, it's kind of hard. There's a lot of wind and like I turned on items thinking that would make it easier, and then I was like maybe 2 holes in, I was like, oh no, if people have never played this game and they're hopping in, like we're about to wreck their confidence.
That's gonna be
So
me.
Your plan was let's give them the hardest version of this game as possible.
I didn't realize that. I just kind of just set up like what I normally would. I didn't put that much thought into it. Like I was just like, let's just set it up, right? I was just kind of muscle memory. I was muscle memorying it. Just like, oh yeah, this is what we usually play on. And then I started playing it and I was like, oh, but this isn't what other people start playing. I think Jason and I are right at home. I think everybody else are like, why is this game so damn hard? So I also put it on 18 holes, and I didn't again, that's what we always do. probably shouldn't do that either. That's probably not like I want it to be very casual and easy. I want people to be able to. Yeah. So the next time I do this, we'll do 9 holes. We'll do it from the short tees. I'll probably turn items off, but we'll turn the wind down. It'll be very easy, and everybody can come play. Yeah.
That sounds better.
If you posted your round and you felt inadequate, that is on me. Don't take that personally. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. Captain Awesome, if you do crimes to play Mario Golf with us, like I do, yes, you can play and still connect to the internet. That is no problem at all.
Yeah.
So,
Good question.
Kyle, I'll probably do 18 holes, the last one. If we get a chance to know what the last one is. I'm assuming it would be March. So maybe like that around my birthday. That'd be nice. Everybody can play one more round of golf with me before they shut it off forever. Sad.
Sounds good.
This Mario Golf game, and I've said it 1,000 times before, is just so much better than the Switch Mario Golf game. It takes like 3 seconds. It has Miis. I've got all my Miis. When I play a round of golf, I've got Ghostface and Obama and all kinds of dudes like sitting around me. Like I was like, oh yeah, they're me. That's hilarious. Like this is so much fun. And then you just see Switch Golf and you're like, what were you guys doing? Like what happened?
Yeah.
Did everybody leave or something?
Ghostface and Obama just hanging out.
That's just who came to mind. I have a bunch of me. I've got like 100 Miis on my 3DS, all kinds of. I have Iron Man. I've got Mario and Luigi Miis. I think I have Michael Jackson me. Like, yeah, just any memeable famous people, you know, I've got Miis for. So much fun.
Like it.
Yeah. I played a little bit of Wario. I'm probably gonna take it back.
You
Oh,
don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it. I think it's fun. It's good. For whatever reason, and you told me this, like I vividly remember you being like, you know, you can't play on the Switch Lite. I just assumed that I could play like in it, like with a controller, like I could dock it and play with a controller. Like I didn't realize it was literally like Wii Sports, like grab your Joy-Cons and move them around and stuff the whole time.
What?
No. I'm sorry. I could have done that better. I remember you telling me you couldn't play it on the Switch Lite. I was thinking that because like some games you require you to have like Joy-Cons. Yeah. In my head, I didn't realize that every game required you to do like Joy-Con, like Wii Sports thing. Like that's the whole thing is like that. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I only have like one pair of Joy-Con, which I don't really use even all that often, you know, cause I use the Split Pad Pros and the Pro. I thought I could play like a lot of the game with a Pro controller. Yeah, you definitely can. Like this is a full blown, get your damn Wiimotes out. Yeah, and start waving your stuff around. And it's not that it's bad at all. I was actually having a lot of fun. But I just don't think I've got like I just don't play games like that anymore. It's not even like it feels like I would have to go out of my way to like move my recliner out of the way of the TV and stuff to play this. You know, like I'm not gonna do that very often. So it's more like an inconvenient factor than anything else.
You should just beat the game though, because it'll take you like 3 hours max.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it would be that short. Okay, maybe I will.
All WarioWare games are that short.
Because it was my. I don't even know if I can take it back. I think I can, but you know, I got the buy 2 get 1 free at Best Buy. So if I take it back, I don't know what they do. Do they just like cut it into a third and give me a third or something? I don't know how that'll work.
Something like that. Yeah, they don't give you the full credit for it.
Yeah, but that'd probably be okay. I'd be happier with that than something else.
Yarden's trying to score points with me.
Oh, how dare you! I'm not even acknowledging that. Moving on. What about you, Delvin? What are you up to, man?
Nothing much, really. I've been trying to finish Spider-Man, so I've been playing much games. But I do have a funny story that happened to me this weekend.
Tell us the funny story.
I'm hanging out with my girlfriend. We're laying down. She wants to watch a comedy movie. So, you know, I start going towards all the classics and stuff like that.
Netflix and chill.
She says, I've seen all those. Yeah, exactly. She said, I've seen all that stuff. I want to see something that I've never seen before. So we're going down a list. The first thing that comes up is Eddie and Brady. She's like, let's watch that. I'm like, this looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You never heard
either.
of Eddie and Brady?
Nope.
Eddie and Brady is the movie that came out, I think, earlier this year with the 4 senior citizen Golden Girl ladies.
I do remember this now.
have a crush on Tom Brady, so they figure out a way to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh my god.
This looks funny.
Movie's awful.
Yeah.
It is
I
awful.
mean, it looks awful.
course it
I
is.
don't think it looks good. It looks like funny awful. Like, oh my god.
So we watched this movie.
Jane Fonda.
I fall asleep during it because it's so boring. I wake up. She's like, "Let's watch something else." I'm like, "What do you want to watch?" I still want to watch a comedy, but I like funny comedy, something fun. She picks Sonic the Hedgehog. and
Okay.
and the crazy, I guess, video. She absolutely loved the movie.
Wow, nice.
She loved it so much. We immediately watched 2 after it. She's like, "This movie's
That's
fantastic.
so
It's fun."
funny.
She was like laughing and stuff. She was like laughing at the Donut Lord thing. She was like, "This is a great movie. How have I not known about this movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a well-known movie." It's kind of like let me realize like there's a whole audience of people who just don't play video games or give a fuck
Yeah.
about it, but will watch these movies. Like, and I'm like, "Oh, you are the audience this movie's for." Like somebody who doesn't give a fuck about any of these video game stuff, but like, hey, this is great.
Delvin, do you have Discord open?
Yes, oh no, I don't have this.
Check your TM.
What happened? Anytime I hear check your DM, that is pretty accurate. 100% accurate. We cannot say that on the podcast. But yes, that is an accurate description of the movie in full.
My stomach hurts.
They should have literally called the movie that.
Okay.
Yes.
I apologize, listeners, for derailing the whole show.
Yeah, but that is brilliant. There's some things we can't see on the podcast, and that is goddamn sure one of them.
I Googled it and I
Yeah.
saw that image. It was just the first thing that hit my mind.
It's a very accurate description. Maybe why we didn't enjoy that movie. Like, this is
You
terrible.
think?
Yeah, like this is awful. There's like a scene where this old lady wants to screw Gronk. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Melvin, I think that your girlfriend enjoying the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is a green flag, and she's
That's wifey material.
yeah.
Yeah, she loved it. She absolutely loved the movie. She was like,
I
let's
still
watch
haven't
two.
watched them.
I'm like,
I gotta watch
I
one of them.
will say, as somebody who is not a Sonic fan, the first movie was enjoyable.
yes, she liked both of them.
Sean's been telling me for years how great they are. I'm not
good, it's
watching
fun.
them out of. I'm not watching them like out of for any reason. Like I just don't like they haven't popped up. If they showed up on my Netflix or something, maybe I'd give one a try. I haven't really seen the option. I'm not going out of my way to watch them. I guess is more or less what I.
Yeah, they're on Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount
Oh.
Plus, you watch them right now.
Thanks to Dev, I do.
Fun movies. There you go. Idris Elba is great in the second one. He's
Nice.
Knuckles.
Oh, isn't he? What's his face? Shadow.
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
No.
Knuckles.
He's Knuckles. Yeah.
I don't know any of the Sonic characters. That's like the same character in my
Dude,
head.
Sonic and Knuckles was such a big deal when I was little.
It
Like
was
elementary
huge
school
deal.
me was like, man, that was the game. Oh damn, Sonic and
The
Knuckles. You remember
rivalry.
the car? You remember the art with like the logos and that shit was so cool.
Yeah, then the cool thing was how you buy the cartridge and then you could put like Sonic 2 on top of the cartridge and you could play Sonic 2 as Knuckles.
Yeah, I never had it.
Such a cool
And I remember
idea.
all my friends that had games had it, and like everybody talked about how cool it was. Yeah,
Such a cool idea.
I think I was in like second
Sega
grade
would
when
have
that
created
came out.
stuff like that.
I was very little.
What was that?
I remember a friend of mine had a Game Gear. I think he had Sonic and Knuckles
Game
on
Gear's
Game
great.
Gear, and I got to play it like that. Like at one time, he came over to my house, and I was like, we were like attached to the wall, like the whole little charger, and we were playing it. You know, and here I am, 25 years later with the Ally doing like the same damn thing.
Game Gear was an excellent console that had a 30-minute like battery life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for what it had, it was really cool though. It was like
Like
you could play
16
this
batteries.
game Yeah, six. Like it was. If I remember correctly, it was 6 batteries, and it lasted about a good 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And the game
Well,
was close to console style, so it was like
you better hurry.
But yeah, she loved the movie. And I was like, oh, okay, you are the people they make these movies for. So when they make the Uncharted movie, they're not making it for me. They're making it for you, so you can like Uncharted. When they make the Last of Us TV show, the person who they know is not going to play the game. You watch this, and you can enjoy
The amount of people in my life that have like either at work or just in like chit chat or whatever that have been like, hey, so have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of The Last of Us? I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've gotten no less than a dozen of those.
You know, I kind of realized I kind of do the same thing with books. Like they made the Game of Thrones TV show for me. I'm not reading all them goddamn books.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
He hasn't even finished them yet. Fuck you. I'm not doing that.
I have books that I don't even read. Like I bought books. Like I bought them. They're like, oh, did you read it? I'm
I
like, nah.
love books. I love books.
They're like, why'd you buy it? Just put it on the shelf. Looks cool.
Yeah, I buy some books, but
I like books.
most sci-fi books and stuff like that, I just do Audible. I cannot read all that.
Donnie, I think the reason like why I don't care about like graphics and stuff in games the same way that you do is because I
I do.
and I like you. Yeah, you do. You're like, I can't play this if it stutters a little.
When have I ever said that?
You
Keyboard
said it
cares-
for Age of Calamity. You literally could not.
I
play
beat the whole. I
game.
beat the game.
You can't go about frame rate than anything else. Frame
Yeah,
rate.
I just
how
want. I
good
wanted
the
to play. It's not. Hang on. I want to just reframe it a little bit. I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong, but I think it may be exaggerated. I play things that are low frame rates all the time. Just because I bring it up or talk about it doesn't mean that I won't. I beat Age of Calamity. I think I beat it first. Like I played the whole straight through the game because I love Warriors games. Just I really loved Hyrule Warriors. Those were my favorite games.
Maybe
So-
I'm thinking of Land.
So but I'll bring it up and talk about it. I don't want games to run poorly.
I don't
Like
either.
it at times it can detract from the experience, and it just matters if it is or not. Sometimes, especially on Switch with some third-party games, I mean, it's a significant hit. Like it's a significant downgrade, a huge downgrade, especially in the resolution, man. Gee, man. Apparently, never mind. I've been corrected. I am the king of complaining. At times I try to be critical if can be, but
No,
like
I agree with that. I agree with everything you just said.
like I just played Alan Wake and I literally turned it down to 30 frames a second because it would run better at like a lower performance. So yeah, I try, but I don't think the graphics I'm not gonna play this trash. I play pixel games, indie. I literally play trash. There are people that call some of my favorite games trash.
Yes, that is true.
Like a lot of people, like thousands of people were like, "That's trash. That's a trash video game." And I'm like, "I love this video game. This is one of my favorite games." So
He bought Golem. That should tell you.
oh yeah,
No.
I gotta play it.
That's bad. That's bad.
He's like, I gotta try this.
I gotta do it. Yeah.
Everybody says it's bad. You're like, well, we're
I
gonna
don't
find out.
condone that.
The whole Discord told me Mario was trash. Played it and loved it. Can't wait to buy it. So
Told you what was trash?
Return to Moria.
Moria?
Mhm.
That's
It's the
the
Lord
other
of the
game
Rings
with-
game.
Lord of the Rings game that came out this year. 2 of them came out. Neither one of them hit.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's just
Yep.
0 for 2 this year.
But I'm sorry, I don't want to take away from your point. You read, and that helps
for
that.
the people who are like, oh, I can't play Pokemon Scarlet. I would say, yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is trash with the graphics. But I feel like I can get by a lot of things that other people can't because I like value other things, and maybe that comes from growing up with doing a lot of reading and valuing other things.
Damn, I'm
is
just
going
taking it
on
on the
today?
chin here. I could go, like if that would make everybody
No,
feel better.
no. Stay. Please stay.
Oh man,
That's gonna be my Halloween costume next year. FPS Karen.
that's a good idea.
That's funny.
I'm gonna change my handle to that. That's my new handle. I'm changing all platforms. FPS Karen.
Him and Dan will get you. The FPS
What
police. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you playing at 30 FPS? I'm like, I'm just enjoying the game. You're enjoying it wrong, Delvin. Like,
What is this? What is this trash?
Delvin, did you have another story, or was that it?
No, I didn't play anything.
She likes Sonic.
She loves it. She loves both of them.
Nice.
Good.
She now anxiously wait for 3.
You should get her to play a
I knew
game.
anybody who would say that. She actually wants to play Switch, so maybe I'll just do
Ooh.
that. Take my
Stick
Switch over
Stardew
and
Valley
play
in
on-
front of her. You'll never get your Switch back.
Well, I won't be doing that then. I like my Switch. I quite enjoy my Switch.
Delvin's no.
Shall we talk about the big news of the week?
Yes. Shall.
Maybe.
Out of nowhere on a random Tuesday evening, Nintendo tweets, is this mic on? This is Miyamoto.
This is Miyamoto.
This is Miyamoto. I've been working on the live action.
Like a boomer way of tweeting. Hello.
The
Hey,
Legend of Zelda.
this is Miyamoto. Can you hear me?
You know that Nintendo is about to drop the biggest bomb when it comes up on your phone screen. Tweet from Nintendo. This is Miyamoto.
They should just do that as a troll now. This is Miyamoto.
Shit.
Have you seen the
They've
trailer for the
updated
latest Kirby
Switch.
game?
To update 6.2, more stability. I took Yarden's advice, first person to say Tom Holland is banned. So I banned him because he said it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Miyamoto said, I've been working on the live action Legend of Zelda film for many years now. It will be produced by Miyamoto and Avi Arad, who, am I saying that name right? Avi Arad? Arad?
Yes, you are.
He has
wouldn't know.
worked on Spider-Man, Iron Man, X-Men, all the men, so many men, too many men.
You worked on
It's
all
going to
of
be
it.
directed by Wes Ball, who also directed the Maze Runner trilogy, as well as the upcoming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This movie is going to be co-financed by both Nintendo and Sony Pictures Entertainment.
Yep.
The majority of the stake comes from Nintendo. Sony with distribution. There's no date or even a window announced. I think it'll probably be 2025.
Yeah.
We will see this. The share price jumped highest it has been since June of 2021. Boys, what do we think?
I will answer this the same way we've answered this question over the years. I don't think this is a particularly good path for them to take. I'm happy to be wrong or proven wrong, or like I'm not rooting against it. I just don't see a whole lot of outcomes here where this is like a net positive, but we'll see. Maybe they can pull it off.
I said the same thing about the Mario movie with Illumination, and I was very wrong.
Yeah, but at least with that, there's a couple differences here, I think, at least for me.
I was gonna go there.
Yeah, at least that is one. It's illustrated, so it looks like it's source material, right? It's not a jarring concept. And then, like with me personally, as we noted on our podcast, the voice, right? I was really bothered by the voices. Well, Link doesn't have a voice, so there's no like contrast to have except just the first time hearing a voice. But I feel like you can adapt to that easier than, you know, Charles Martinet to Chris Pratt. It's a hell of a leap to take, Nintendo. It's a hell of a leap. You couldn't build up or anything. So, but it's really, with it being live action, if this was, you know, one of these, I was going to say, what is it called? Who made the Mario movie?
Illumination movie.
Illumination. Thank you. I was going to say Illumination. If it was like an Illumination project or something like that, it was meant to be like these, you know, big budget, family friendly, cartoony movies. I'd have been like, okay, I think that makes sense. You can, like, in those movies in that style, you can make jokes and innuendo references and stuff like that. With it going live action, I don't think you have that opportunity. I think it has to be grounded, and it has to be, I would imagine that they're going for like a fantasy type approach. I'm thinking like The Witcher, like Lord of the Rings, like it's got to be half serious. If it's not, if they go for those jokes and stuff in that realm, then I worry about it being cringy and falling and hitting flat. So I would imagine that they would be taking this very serious as be a serious Zelda movie. And I just think I mean, it's not impossible, but that's a big jump to take. I mean, that's a big risk to take, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah, and I don't think they would do this if they were absolutely ready and certain and saw the direction for it, because they've been working on it for many years now. As far as we know, there hasn't even been any casting or anything yet. It sounds like a lot of it has just been planning. I did see that there was talk of Sony trying to get the rights to the Mario movie originally, and Nintendo was like gonna do that, but then they ended up going with Illumination instead. And so I think that must have been within the same conversations as the Zelda movie. So maybe they said, okay, well, we want to go in an animated direction with Illumination for Mario, but we have this other IP that I think that you guys would be more suited for. And so I mean, this is Miyamoto's baby. Like, Mario and Zelda are his babies.
Sure.
I don't think that he's gonna, we know what happened, like, when they tried to do these kind of movies in the 90s, and they were so corny, and like, that was like a very 90s thing, but like, I don't think that would fly today. And I think, we're going to have bones to pick with a lot of the creative decisions. It's just going to happen. We're not used to it. Like you said, with the voice, we're not going to, it's going to be hard to vibe with certain things. But I think overall, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing right off the bat.
I'm not feeling it. I get that Miyamoto wants to do a live action, but it just seems like so many other ways you could tell that story better. Like, whether it's animated like they did Castlevania, whether it's like Illumination and how they did that. It's just only so much stuff you can do with live action to kind of relay what this is going to be. Ganon has to look right. And if you kind of messed it up just a little bit, people are going to have a fit. Link talking is going to be jarring for a lot of people. Like, I know people kind of quote the cartoon series, but that was the only time we really heard Link talk. But
yeah, I think they can do it right, though. Like, I think they'll, like, if they keep him, a strong, silent, using words very intentionally. I think there's ways that they can do it that will be true to his character.
That's interesting.
I expected
the opposite of that. I expect that they'll try to get over that hurdle almost instantly. He'll start talking. They may even have him talk in a trailer, just so you get used to it and realize that he's a character in the show, in this movie. He's going to talk.
I think they'll do it appropriately.
I'm not too concerned with the talking part. That doesn't bother me really as much. Again, because he doesn't talk, because he hasn't talked, right? So like, anybody could give a voice, and that becomes the voice.
Correct.
I would love nothing more than to love a Legend of Zelda movie. Like, this is a franchise that we love, like, and adore. So I'm not rooting against it. I just think I see a lot of different paths going forward, and I'm not sure, like, it seems like more of them are negative than positive. So I'm just a little shaky. Now, the point you made earlier, Delvin, with the Sonic movie is the same point that I think really needs to be said here. It doesn't have to be for us, right? Fans of the video game can like it or not like it, and we'll be the ones that'll be most critical of it because we've got the most baggage to bring to the table. But this has the opportunity to put The Legend of Zelda to reach millions of other people that have never heard about it before, and that's an opportunity that they have to take if they want to continue to grow, their base and their potential customers and all that. So in that regards, like, I'm looking forward to it. I guess, like, I feel very similar to how I felt like with The Last of Us. I was so stoked for The Last of Us and The Last of Us TV show. And I feel like, we talked about every episode of The Last of Us TV show, and I felt very critical of it because I love the source material so much. I enjoyed it overall, but like, it wasn't what I was hoping for in my mind. right? And you know, when you talk about people that read these franchises and they read the books and they all the source material, it almost always feels like in reality it can't live up to expectation in your head. And that's generally how I felt about this news. Like this news comes out and I'm like,
yeah.
There's no way that I go and watch a Legend of Zelda movie and I'm like, I loved it. It was the best thing. Like I can't imagine. I would. Yeah.
But I think you have to go into it knowing, you know, like I love the source material and I love it for what it is. I know that there's going to be differences that I have bones to pick that I wish had been done differently, but I think you can still go into it and enjoy it for what it is.
Jules wants to know, do you think it'll be
that's what I had going into the Last of Us TV show. I knew there was going to be big differences. You know, and I'm not as emotionally attached to The Last of Us as you are, but I really enjoyed the TV show.
Yeah, it was just how they depict things, how they're different. Like when we play these video games, everything's in a fantasy, right? When you bring that fantasy to life, all of a sudden the effects may not look quite right. The costumes may not,
correct.
You know, like, you know, you're like, oh, that's, you know, because it's live action. That's where I was like, this not being animated is tough. Like, are they going to have the budget? I know that these two companies have a lot of money, but like, are they going to put it into it? Are they going to make it right? Like, are they going to give it that treatment? I hope so.
I think they will.
Because if at any way it feels cheap, you know, that's going to sting. If the writing or the dialogue hits flat, it's going to sting. Like all these different opportunities to kind of like screw it up, I guess. At least for us in our heads. I want to answer Jules' question. I don't think they would be doing this if they were going to tell like a story that matched the video games. I think maybe they could like hit some plot beats, but I would imagine they'd be wanting to tell like a new Zelda adventure for a movie.
Yeah, I think it'll have our standard, you know, story beats, like you said, of what most Zelda games are like. But I think they will take a lot of creative liberties with the story.
Yeah, like because like the Uncharted movie kind of borrows from 4, but also like kind of borrows from a lot of different things, and it takes those highlights, but kind of makes it its own story. You know, it's kind of more like the Uncharted movie, not like the Uncharted 4 movie. I could see something like that.
And you got to take in consideration, it depends on the director and writer you get to make this, because they're gonna want to tell their own story. They're gonna just probably, what's happened with a lot of these things, they're just gonna use the game as the base. But no, I'm gonna tell my own story of what I want this to be. That's how the Resident Evil movies got made. That's how the Last of Us series kind of got made, and they're gonna kind of make their own version of what they think it should be. So I wouldn't go in thinking you're gonna expect one for one retelling of any of the Zelda games for that matter. They may have elements of them.
There's no one-to-one. There's no video game that has that one-to-one movie material.
You can't. Yeah, there's not enough writing.
A lot of embellishing to make Ocarina of Time into a good movie.
Yeah, there's no story. Like, there's not enough dialogue to pull from there. You have to carry a movie for 90 minutes. Let's just say it's a 90-minute movie. You have to have so many more characters, so much more dialogue than any Zelda game has ever given us. You know, so
correct.
Like, it's just not possible.
I will say, I think, here's my like crazy prediction, that I think that they are going to lean into the Link that is like from Twilight Princess, where he's like a farm boy working on a ranch, kind of like,
makes sense.
You know, I'm just, you know, a kid kind of working on a ranch, and use that version of like, you know,
I'm thinking like a high fantasy Witcher thing, but like Indiana Jones. So you have like this Link character that we meet, and we introduce the characters, and then you know, a calamity happens. He goes on a quest. He goes, you know, tomb raiding, right? He goes dungeoning, does all the things. You hit all the highlights, the beats, and you know, like he wins at the end. That sort of thing is kind of where I'm going.
I wouldn't be surprised if the movie, well, the first half of the movie is just the war on Hyrule. And you're watching that, then you kind of just like get to this point where you see Link coming up, and as that's going on and kind of like taking the reins, becoming the hero that this place needed.
I would love that.
Story. I've seen that done in plenty of ways. You have all the characters that you know from the games fighting, trying to fight Ganon, and nobody can beat him, of course. And then here's this guy Link that everybody's rooting for, and he's the one who stops him finally.
I mean, big epic war scenes and stuff not very like family friendly, although they use ways to like do that in that setting. We've seen similar things like that. That would provide a lot of drama for a movie, for an adaptation of something like this.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
It's becoming a PG-13 movie. PG or PG-13 movie.
Yeah, you gotta have combat. I think combat
hope
alone
it's
probably gets it to
PG-13.
13. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're gonna have swords and stuff. Like, I think once you pull out a blade and start swinging at people, you get the 13 tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like a Star Wars thing. Like, I'm really trying in my head. I'm like trying to think of like what's the aesthetic. You know, like what does it look like? What are they trying to go for? Is it darker? You know, like lots of shadows and stuff. Is it bright? Is it very like sunny? Is it, you know, like it can go a lot of different ways. Like in my head, I'm trying to picture what it looks like.
A few things came in my head. The Dungeons and Dragons latest movie came in my mind, like, you know, kind of like this action adventure comedy type thing that they did with that. People liked a lot. The Witcher TV series came to my mind as well.
That's what's coming to mind.
Or maybe even a Lord of the Rings film. I think that.
Yeah, D-Life says that's what I'm imagining in my head is a Lord of the Rings Witcher type thing. I think I'm scared. I think you might be right because it's a Nintendo property and they want to be family friendly. I could see them going the comedy route, and that actually kind of worries me because if it doesn't land, if that doesn't hit, it could upend the whole thing.
I don't think it'll be like that.
That's why I was thinking like a Indiana Jones type of thing where like maybe you get like a one-liner here every now and again that's like, oh, that's fun, we're having fun, and then you keep going into the adventure sort of thing.
The more I think about it, Lord of the Rings kind of works. Isn't Lord of the Rings like PG-13 or PG?
Should be PG-13, I think.
Yeah, so I think that aesthetic kind of works for that. You know, there's a lot of violence in there, a lot of action.
It's expensive.
Killing the orcs and stuff like that.
It's very expensive.
Sony has a ton of money. Nintendo has a ton of money.
Yeah. Casting would be key. That'll be the thing everybody's talking about for a long time. Would be casting, right?
When we got the Mario movie revealed, we learned the casting right then and there.
Yeah. Who do you want to be Princess Zelda? Do you have anybody?
I was on the Good Vibes Gaming channel talking about this the night that this news came out, and we came up with a lot of names, but then we were realizing a lot of the names that we came up with, these actresses are like in their 30s, and it's like, yeah. I really want
a
younger. And I know they have older actors playing younger people all the time. But I really hope they go for somebody who's like in their younger 20s, you know, somebody who really looks like a teenage Zelda and Link. Because I do want them to look younger. To me, it's like about these kids that are going on this epic adventure, not adults.
I asked Delvin and Dev on the podcast this week, did anybody get any thought that it might just be Japanese actors? Is that just me? Am I the only person that thought that? It seems like I asked Dev, and Dev was like, why would they do that? And I was like, I think that could be really cool. And I've seen like fan made stuff like that. And like, I think it fits maybe better than people think. I was thinking like the Mortal Kombat movie, you know, like I could see them doing something like that too.
Unfortunately, I don't think that the Western world is ready for that to make like it. I don't think it would be as popular as they would want it to be because like Americans are like racist.
Well, yeah. When I thought of it, I immediately thought New Zealand. Like they'll shoot this in New Zealand, they'll cast people from New Zealand, and that'll be the whole aesthetic of it.
Yeah, I could see something like that.
Yeah, and I think it'll be like a Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Like they're British, they're white. Yes. They're like,
Icelandic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see that. Yeah. I don't have any.
I do want to see young, like young Link and Zelda when they're like children, not teens.
I don't have any. The one I threw out was Timothy Chalamet. I mean, maybe him. He's kind of in everything. He was like in Dune. I could see him being like Link. Well, I mean everything. He's not Tom Holland in everything. He's in everything, but not like, I don't know if he's on everybody's radars.
He's on the rise.
He's on everybody's radar.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. He's on everybody's radar.
I don't know. I don't like how he looks. Damn. I hope it is somebody who's like kind of up and coming, like just so that we don't have like a prior association with them. Really,
I like that idea. Yeah, I like that idea as well. somebody can grow into it a little bit, especially if they want to do more than just the one, if they have an idea.
I say get a young unknown actor.
Or lesser known, yeah. Not unknown, but lesser known. You want somebody experienced.
Yeah.
What are the Stranger Things kids doing? Any of them do anything?
Well, one of them absolutely not.
Don't go there. I don't even know what you're talking about. But let's just cut this off now. Let's nip that in the bud.
Exactly.
Wait.
Somebody like, nah, we might not want to do that.
I see a lot of people bringing up Hunter Schafer for Zelda, and I would personally love that. I think that she looks like Zelda. She has the face, she has the hair, she has everything. But again, I don't think that they feel safe enough to be that progressive. She is a trans woman.
Oh, that is a good fit.
She looks like Zelda.
Yeah,
she
it looks the part.
Like she literally looks like
I don't know. What is she in?
I don't know, but she's an
Okay, this is the first I've heard.
What's her name?
But no, it does got the look.
Hunter Schafer.
Okay.
John 32 wanted to know, does anybody find it weird that Sony's doing it? No, Sony's a giant
Not at
movie
all.
thing. Yeah, this is above video games. This is above the consoles and all that. This is Sony movie productions.
Oh.
So
Yeah, they don't have anything
Hunger
to do with the games.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, she's in Euphoria, that TV show that all the teens like.
okay. Well, that
And she's in
fits the bill.
The upcoming Hunger Games movie.
Hunger Games is another kind of aesthetic I could see. Like that is kind of what I think we might be in for here. Which I don't
That'd
hate.
be cool.
Could be good, right? Like could be good. Like I want to be optimistic. It could be good. We could love it.
It could.
Talk myself into it.
Just
I hope it's good.
We want to
go
like
in
it,
being
guys.
okay with changes. Just go into it with that kind of mindset.
Yes.
Not lowered expectations, but just the expectations that it could be something that you are not expecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let this be a movie I can lay down and watch with my girlfriend. And she'll
Exactly.
enjoy it.
Can
Not
Ganon
easy,
be like more of a person and a villain? Like if it's a grounded fantasy setting versus like a CG monster?
Yes, and I want it to be Jason Momoa.
That's a good one. I was thinking Dave Bautista.
Oh, I saw that name come up a lot.
That's a good one.
I think somebody who is like really built and really big, like, and then they'll use CG once he like, kind
Sure.
of like the ending of Tears of the Kingdom.
Bulks up.
type thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking Momoa is an interesting. You hit me. I obviously haven't thought about any of this or looked
Plus,
into
he
any
has
of it.
the eye
Momoa's a good
scar
choice.
already. They don't even.
Momoa is a good choice look wise, but I'm wondering like in my head I was thinking of the roles like more serious, like more
Donnie's
threatening.
thinking of Momoa in Aquaman, not Momoa in Game of Thrones.
Well, I
Or
was thinking of
Game of Thrones.
Momoa in Fast and Furious. Like he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's very funny,
Yes.
very witty.
In
And he's
Game of
he's
Thrones,
evil, but he's very funny. He's like more of like a Joker like character, where I was thinking a very threatening, very serious, villain type.
Look him up in
He's
Game
more
of Thrones.
that,
He's not a villain in
Yeah.
that show, but like he has that look in Game of
look.
Thrones.
He does.
Okay, I never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's not an evil character, but he has that evil look.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll be waiting. He does have the look.
You guys in 2
I'm rooting for
years
it.
when we get more information.
Will we still be podcasting when this movie comes out? You think so?
On this show, like us three,
On this show, Shaq.
Shaq will be here.
Will we? I love how you've patiently left the door open. Somebody will be doing Shaq.
Somebody will be doing this show.
Funny.
Donnie,
Yo.
talk to us about Nintendo financial updates.
Yeah, so they had their earnings briefings, and we've learned some things. Switch has sold 132.4 million units. They're 21 millionth units shy of passing the Nintendo DS, the best-selling Nintendo hardware of all time. They are right there. They are close. They've given us an update on Their software sales, that amazing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe we were talking about earlier, has sold 57 million copies. Animal Crossing is at 43 million. Smash Brothers Ultimate 32. Breath of the Wild at 31. Odyssey at 26. Pokemon Sword and Shield 26 and 23. 26 in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 23. Super Mario Party at 19 million. Tears of the Kingdom at 19 million. And new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at 16. If you're looking for some newer games, 3D World and Bowser's Fury at 12.5. Mario Party Superstars at 11. Switch Sports sold 10 million copies. Switch Sports has sold like 3 or 4 times more than
Why
Metroid
didn't
Dread.
those people buy Dread? Why didn't they buy Pikmin? Why didn't they buy like anything else that's
They didn't
good?
want them.
Pikmin 4 sold 2.6 million copies, making it the best-selling Pikmin game ever in just 2 months on the
There you
market.
All these people who bought Switch Sports should have bought WarioWare instead. They should have bought Advance Wars instead. Man.
Yeah.
They didn't want 'em.
The question really is, do you think between now and whenever Switch 2 drops, and they can still sell Switches after they move on to Switch 2, do you think Switch can get there? They got 20 million. They need to sell 21 million more of these things. Can they get there?
You know what? I'm gonna hedge my bet. I'm gonna say yes. Because they still have at least 2-3 more holiday seasons of like prime selling.
They got a PS2, this bad boy. You do Switch 2 and then you cut this thing in half. You sell this thing for $199. Just get it out there.
Exactly.
Okay, then maybe. Sure.
It's not
And
like
then
them
all
though.
the little boys and girls on Christmas are so excited to open up their new Switch 2 console, and Grandma got them the original Switch.
They should call the Switch 2 the Switch Pro and keep that number going. Just keep it going. Party's still going.
Now we're going. Now we're moving. Yeah, I like it. I like the idea.
Wait, I have a question.
Switch Pro.
When they made the DSi or the DS Lite or whatever they were called, did that count for
Yeah.
DS sales?
Yeah,
It did?
they all
Yes, it
factor
did.
in. Yep. Just like Game Boy and Game Boy Color, they all factor. They're all in the same thing. So if they didn't call it a new generation, if they didn't have a hard cut, they could release a new Switch, and just if they kept making games for the old Switch, they could just keep selling them together.
And the SP counted for the Game Boy Advance.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like them to, it would be nice to see them top that number. That was a number I honestly thought was never going to be near. Like, I never thought they would be near it again. I thought that was like a time and place thing. They were on the ground with mobile and touchscreen, and like the PS2 with the Blu-ray, like it was just, it's in its own category. The fact that they're so close, I want them to do it. I'm like, no, don't give up. Price cut. We need $99 Switch Lites. Do it, Nintendo. Get going. So we'll see. I'm not expecting it. We'll see.
It's crazy the trajectory the Switch and Nintendo for that matter has gone. Like they were years ago, not even that long ago. People were like, maybe Switch should just make games for other consoles.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now they're like they're the console. Like everybody has a Switch.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how that works out, man.
They've sold more in the past quarter than I think in like this past quarter than they have in this quarter in the like last 3 years. So it's not even like it's trending off. Like if anything, they're trending up.
Yeah.
They keep. It's like it's amazing when it happens when they release an amazing Mario game and a Zelda game. Look at this. Everybody starts buying systems. Their software
And they don't
literally
drop the price of their
drives the
games.
product. Yeah. Yeah.
They
So
don't drop the price. They're like, no, it's $60. You got to pay $99, $70. And people are like, sure, give me 40 million of them.
yeah, we'll take 60 million of those. Thank you. They also reconfirmed their 2024 roadmap. So, and they included Mario RPG in that because it's not out yet. So Mario RPG, Another Code, Recollection, January, Mario and Donkey Kong, February, Princess Peach Showtime, March, Luigi's Mansion 2 in summer, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, they just have next year, and Metroid Prime 4, TBD, TB determined, to be announced. So maybe we'll see Metroid at some point.
Maybe.
Probably not. I think it's about to go Skull and Bones. They're just going to like immediately just
No.
like kind of erase it.
No, they're not.
Like, hey guys, what happened to that? And they're like, what happened to what? What are you talking about?
No.
Oh, don't worry about
I
that.
don't think Metroid Prime 4 can run on current hardware.
It's
It
interesting.
would be a good launch game.
That would be. I mean, it would get us excited. I don't know. It wouldn't push the units the way Nintendo typically wants launch games to push. But it would be a good showcase. I think you pair that next to another game and you're onto something.
A good holiday game of the first year of it.
Yeah. Be that hardcore game that gets the enthusiasts there.
A new 3D Mario at launch.
There you go.
Metroid Prime 4 for Christmas.
That's really good.
There you go.
Yep.
I like it.
In addition to their financials, we also got we got so much news. You remember last week we had like no news to talk about at all. This week we had every news, like all kinds of news. Nintendo has a lot of
episode. Like,
speaking of
we will not do that shit again.
Speaking of needing to get to sell 21 million more units, Nintendo has announced that they have a Smash Brothers themed OLED bundle that comes with Super Smash Brothers Ultimate and three months of Nintendo Switch Online for $350 starting November 19th.
Ooh.
So you get and it has the Joy-Con, like the Smash Joy-Con, and it doesn't have the dock. The dock was just a plain dock,
Joy-Con.
right?
It's the ugliest Joy-Con I've ever seen in my entire life. They're so bad. It is so stupid and ugly and boring.
They're pretty rare though.
I don't
So
care.
I think collectors will care.
They're rare
Oh,
because nobody bought them.
They're going to want them. They also announced a Super Mario Party plus Joy-Con bundle. You get a red and blue Joy-Con and the game for $100.
That made me so mad when I saw that, Donnie. Do you know why?
I mean, in my head, I was like, why not just do it for $60? Why not, the game is a throw and you buy the two things for like they used to do with what was it? Not Wii Sports, but was it Wii Play? They had the Wii Play pack in with the remote. You got the remote and you basically got like the game for free. And that's why that game sold so well. Because like an accessory. And I think there's a lot to ask. But yeah,
it's not only a lot to ask, but also it's the worst of the two Mario parties that is on the Switch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is a lot to ask.
First of all, why are you selling me that game when all I want is DLC for Mario Party Superstars?
Well, that's a good point. I was just thinking like it's not a great game, it's an old game, and you're trying to sell like it's just the price is just too high. I just think the value is way off on this damn thing.
I agree.
Let me ask a question. This is the cartridge, right?
I don't know. I don't know. It's good. It's a good question. I don't remember.
I was wondering if they just had a whole bunch of those damn cartridges in there. Let's get rid of this shit.
You might be right. In my head, I was thinking it was a code. In my head, I was thinking a code. You might be right, though. They may just be sitting on a warehouse full of these damn things. That game was not good. So.
I love Mario Party Superstars so much, but I'm so bored of the same 4 freaking boards.
Yeah, that's true. Breath of the Wild, Luigi's Mansion 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and Super Mario Odyssey are all $40 for Black Friday. You can get them all for $40 each. Those are good deals.
Good deal.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and Minecraft Legends is $30. And Everybody's 1-2 Switch. You can get this Black Friday for $20.
Still too much.
Yeah, it's too much. They should have put Everybody's 1-2 Switch in the Joy-Con bundle. You should have got Mario Party and 1-2 Switch and Strikers and the Joy-Con for $100. Now maybe we're talking. Okay.
I'd still hesitate.
Yeah. If you needed Joy-Cons, I could recommend it if you needed Joy-Cons, but this is too much. How much are Joy-Cons still like? What are they? Still $70 for a pair of Joy-Cons?
Yep.
That should have been no more than just $70. Right? You buy the Joy-Cons, you get the game for free. Done deal. That actually makes it worth kind of recommending people. They're basically like, give us $40 for Super Mario Party.
$79.99.
You know what you should have done is they should have told you anybody that buys a pair of Joy-Cons, you can get one of the $40 games. That would have been 1,000 times better.
Idea.
See?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You buy the Joy-Con bundle for $100 and you can pick Breath of the Wild, Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Odyssey. That would have been better. Mm-hmm. The Super Mario Brothers movie will be on Netflix December 3rd.
Great movie.
Nintendo getting that money.
People should check it out.
Yeah, it was fun. Japan. See, Japan is getting a Pikmin 4 Mario Wonder double pack.
That's what you got to do. That's so smart.
Why aren't we getting the double? Why are we getting Super Mario Party and Joy-Cons? What the fuck?
They like, fuck us.
And if you're one of the folks getting Super Mario RPG in Japan, they're getting authentic Super Nintendo style manual for Mario RPG.
I might need to order from what's that website?
PlayAsia?
Yeah.
Or AliExpress?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want
that's
that.
going to be one that's one that you want. I'm like, why aren't we getting any of this cool stuff? They're like, nah, you'll get Super Mario Party and our base ass red
Does
blue
it come-
Joy-Con.
It just comes with the
I think it's a
release?
pre-order collectible. Yeah, I think so.
That's cool.
So, yep. You want me to keep going? Do you want to take the headlines?
I'll get the quick headlines. The final DLC wave for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is out now. In addition to the courses and characters, the update also includes the ability to have lobbies without needing to add friend codes. So every time you want to play with people but don't want to exchange friend codes, you can just give them it's kind of like a dodo code. Here, hop into my lobby. It's very nice. The Golden Joystick Awards happened. A lot of people call this the more serious Game Awards. Nintendo had Tears of the Kingdom wins Nintendo Game of the Year. So they have a Nintendo Game of the Year, Xbox Game of the Year, PlayStation Game of the Year. Their Ultimate Game of the Year went to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, and Larian picked up a bunch. I really like how they break up their categories. I
It's
respect
much
their
better than the
categories
Game Awards.
a lot. Yeah, because the Game Awards has these contrived categories that they try to make sure everyone gets something. And Golden Joystick's no, everybody's going to get something. Here's the Nintendo game, here's the Xbox game, here's the PlayStation, where everybody's going to get something. So then the other categories feel more democratic. Whoever wins because, I like this a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is going to get snubbed at the Game Awards. It's not going to get any. It's going to get
Best family game. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a family game.
This is the shit that drives me nuts about the Game Awards every year. Every year I hate the Keeleys because of this.
Why don't we just all put all
Best
of our
sports game,
energy into
Mario Kart. What the?
Shut up! I know it's so stupid. If you are looking forward to Mario RPG and have not played the original, be warned that the game has leaked online ahead of next week's release. They made some changes to the dialogue that I am unhappy about. They got rid of the Bruce Lee reference. I'm so mad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of I didn't expect that they would be making any
The little
actual
pop culture. Yeah, the pop culture references. I think that really made the game exciting and fun and charming.
Did they replace it with anything that's current or modern?
No,
they just nixed it.
Didn't. They nixed it.
Boom.
That's lame. That's a bummer.
They should have put a Taylor Swift reference in it.
All
They
right,
should have.
100%.
Hey Mario, shake it off.
I forgot that Hogwarts Legacy was coming to the Switch next week on the 17th.
It got a new trailer. It looks good.
No, don't buy it. Don't buy it.
I'm not. Look, I was never gonna buy it. But it looked like the game appears to be running well on Switch. I've seen 2 pieces of footage, right? The Switch trailer, which they're gonna give you the best shot. But then I also posted in our Discord. There's footage of somebody who had the game early that's just running it on Switch and videoing it. For a port of the game that it is, this looks like one of the better Switch ports in some time. I was like, this looks really good. So we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. I understand people have, deep thoughts about the creator of all that. I don't care about it. I'm not even involved in it. I'm not interested in Harry Potter. So I have no interest in the game. But, I just have I was always curious. I thought this game would get canceled. I never thought this game was actually coming. The fact that it's coming out and it looks good, I'm like, wow, look at them. They seem to be putting in the work. This is go ahead.
They saw themselves absolutely not. We're not canceling this. This is going out one way or another.
This is the number 1 selling game of the year. It has sold more copies than every other game, according to WB.
Yeah.
Don't care.
So.
Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion remaster has been slightly delayed to November 30th.
Talk about caring. Now, this is a game that I actually care a great deal about, and was hoping to be playing this week, but it got delayed a couple weeks. That's okay. I've never played Turok 3, So this is not only am I excited because I love what Night Dive has done with Turok 1 and 2, but this actually how we get to play a game for the first time. So I can't wait. And now I have my November, was it 30th? I have my November 30th game, my post-Thanksgiving game. Very excited.
Boomer Shooter
The
still
new
live.
fantasy.
I said Boomer Shooter still live.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That new
Donnie
Fantasy
Bosma.
Life game, The Girl Who Steals Time, has been delayed to 2024. I'm interested in this game, so we'll see more about it next year, I guess. I think at this point they weren't talking about it too much. The time was ticking for it to come out this year, so.
I remember when I brought Boomer Shooter to Rebecca for the first time. She was like, "What?
I
They
remember
call
that
it
too.
a Boomer Shooter?"
I have never heard that until you talked.
She was
I've
like,
never heard anyone.
I
talk
was
about
alive when these games were made. It was like,
that. You're the
was like,
only person who I've ever heard call it that.
it's a thing.
Okay.
Was it Fanatical or what's the one that you do? Humble.
I think it was Fanatical.
Didn't they just have a
Humble bundle.
Boomer Shooter bundle? Like that was they had a whole website and everything changed the whole thing. Like I didn't make
I
it
think
up.
It was. Let me. I can look this up. I think I bought from that.
I
bundle.
believe you. I'm just saying I have never heard anyone else say it.
That was a fun day though. I remember that. You were like, "Why do they call it Boomer? It's not that old." I was around when it was there. But we were boomers in video game years.
I know. It's sad.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Humble bundle, best of the Boomer Shooters bundles.
I saw that bundle.
That's the one.
And I was like, it's a funny thing. I was going to buy it, and then I opened it up, and I was like, I own 11 of 12 of these.
Yes.
Never mind. Okay, we're going to do questions.
Yeah.
Let's do it. G-Man says, what type of movies do you prefer? Animated video game movies or live action video game movies?
I think
it depends on the game.
Strongly depends. Yes.
Yeah. In the Zelda case, I would have liked animated.
I
But
feel
we'll
like
see.
there's more good animated video game movies than there are live action video game movies.
I agree.
And even
Yeah.
TV shows like Castlevania,
Yeah.
Tekken video game movies animated are pretty good. Even the Resident Evil video game movies are better than the live action ones. So
Now, you told me everybody hated the Mortal Kombat live action one, right?
yeah,
I
that one
loved
was-
the Mortal Kombat live action. Man, I thought that was great. And I liked the first one too, like the 90s ones that were like those were
90 ones I love.
corny but fun. Really fun movies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it just depends. Now, Castlevania, like that Netflix style, match made in heaven, like perfect.
Fantastic.
I need a game. That's actually my biggest fear with all of this is I always say is I don't want the movies and things to then impact the games. Scratch that with Castlevania. I need a Castlevania game that looks just like the Netflix series. Because I
So
love it.
good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of those. John 32 says favorite Wonder Flower effect or moment in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and he tags Rebecca. Wasn't sure if you had tried it yet.
I have not tried it yet.
Boo!
On her face says everything.
Boo!
Absolutely not.
Boo!
Yet. I said yet.
I bought Mario Strikers for this. Okay. And Aladdin. Never gonna play Aladdin.
That's not my problem.
That was my contribution to the cause.
Yeah.
Yet.
My favorite Wonder Flower effect are the ones where you start walking like on the walls. It reminds me of like the Sonic games when you hit the I don't know what it's called. You hit the thing and then you go into the extra level and you like the pinball thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
you'll hit it and suddenly like it's like this 2.5D, like the level shifts and you're walking kind of on the wall all of a sudden. Those are a blast. There's like 4 of them. There might be
Yeah.
more. I saw 4 or 5 of them and they are amazing every time. They are so good.
That's the one I was going to pick. So, yeah, that was awesome.
Nice. Call the Pugs. Oh, forgot about this one. What's your Rushmore of GameCube games? He said, I did this for the N64 last week, and I thought I'd switch it up.
Okay, this is the last, and Yarden said it on the Discord. This is the last game, the last Mount Rushmore that we're doing, because that is a Grub and Minotti thing.
Yeah, you're right.
We can make our own thing, but I think there is only one correct answer for this. So I don't know if y'all want to like put your opinions in before I tell you what the real answer is.
So I think we're going to argue. We are going to argue on the fourth game. When I heard this, 2 games immediately come to mind. And then I remembered there are 3 games that like I think are unequivocally on the GameCube Rushmore. Like you got to do the 3. But I suspect I know what your fourth one is, and I think we're going to argue. So I would like to hear your 4. Let's start there. You give us your 4, and then we'll see if we can put something else.
This is not my 4. This is what I think the 4 is.
Okay, sure. Yeah, same.
This is Society's 4.
Yeah.
Society's 4.
That's a better way of putting
The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Easy.
Smash Melee.
Yep.
Okay, that works.
Paper Mario:
Yeah.
The Thousand-Year Door.
Ooh, that wasn't mine.
Ooh,
Okay.
that wasn't mine either.
And
Let's
Metroid
see.
Prime.
Okay. So that the fourth one, I think. Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime was the third one. I was like, and that was, it didn't immediately come to me because I played Metroid as a Wii game. I had the trilogy and played it on Wii. But yeah, Metroid Prime, you can't argue with. That's on there. So
Can I give my 4th one first, Donnie?
I think we may have the same fourth one.
Okay, let's see. Let's do it at the same time. 1,
Resident Evil 4.
2, 4.
You
did. That's the one.
I didn't realize you were counting. I thought you said let's do it at the same
I was
time.
gonna
Let's
count-
say it. Yeah. Resident Evil 4 over Thousand Year Door, 100%.
Yes.
I definitely can get behind that for sure. I just wanted to, I didn't know if maybe there should be some kind of Mario representation, and I also didn't know if GameCube was the best place to play Resident Evil 4.
It was exclusive.
It was the first
Yeah, it was the
What?
only play for a while, yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I
That
bought a
was a
GameCube
huge
for
get,
Resident
'cause
Evil
they-
4.
They had the Capcom
Yeah.
5. That was a big deal for the GameCube, so
I bought a GameCube for Resident Evil 4,
yeah.
Okay.
and I was
okay,
not
yeah,
disappointed. Like that
I'll
was
do
my
that.
game.
I'll do that.
Yeah. I'm surprised you went Thousand Year Door. I was expecting yesterday when you posted there are only 4 correct answers. I thought Animal Crossing was going to be the one,
No.
and I was expecting to come here and hear that, and then you caught me off guard with the Thousand Year. And I do think Mario should be represented, but it didn't make the cut.
It's not going to be Sunshine, so.
It's not going to be Sunshine.
The only
Yeah.
reason why
Yeah.
the reason why I did Thousand Year Door, and I think this I'm curious about how the narrative of Thousand Year Door has changed over the years, because a few years ago, the Nintendo subreddit did a 3-year-long poll of best Nintendo game of all time, and they put every Nintendo published game that ever existed, and the Thousand Year Door came in second place next to Breath of the Wild. So I think
can see
that
that.
is a very beloved, it has long legs kind of game, and I'm curious to see how the remake's going to do.
I just don't think it has. I love it. You guys know that. I've talked about it for many years. So I would love to put it on there. I just don't think it beats the 4. I just think it comes down to that.
Yeah,
I can't. If I was to pick one, I would knock Metroid Prime off, but I don't think anybody would. I don't think, if we were doing the Rushmore, I don't think anybody would agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah. And I couldn't knock Resident Evil 4 off. Resident Evil 4 kind of not kind of. Resident Evil 4 set the template for the third person action game for the next
Yes.
25 years. So many, all those PlayStation games and everything, they're all just Resident Evil 4 in different shapes or forms, but they're all just Resident Evil 4. It just kind of it is that game. So
It's arguably one of the greatest horror games of all time. And it
yeah,
came
not
out
even
on
horror,
GameCube
just
first.
games. You don't even have to
it
put the
came
horror
out
tag on it,
GameCube
just
first.
games.
Yeah. Yes.
So we didn't really have games like that before, right?
No.
I'm trying to think if I'm missing something.
Not really. Not in
Yeah.
that type of way, no.
And we have so many of them now,
like-
and they're so popular now. That is the video game style today. The modern video game is that third person action adventure game, cutscenes, run around, that thing, that template is the video game. And they kind of, if they weren't first, then they did it the best first. They were the first person to do it really well. So
I want to say they was first.
I think so. I don't know. I'm sure, like with everything with video games, I'm sure somebody did it like on N64 or something. We forget about it, but I think people know what I mean. Like in that now modern style, they did it the best first.
Yes, and it's a beautiful looking game on GameCube.
Oh yeah,
Nice looking game.
Yeah, I remember the Steelbook. Well, that was fun. Gamer Guy Lou says, how many times did it take you all to be Ganondorf at the end of Tears of the Kingdom? I attempted it for the first time this weekend and I was woefully underprepared.
1.
Nice. She was prepared.
I brought a lot of healing and gloom healing with me.
Yeah, and as I talked about on the show, I went down there trying to beat the game, not knowing what I was in for, and got wrecked. That's why I came back to the show and told everybody to take your gloom healing or get the gloom armor, which I did on my second attempt and got through. Yeah.
See, hearing you guys talk about it scared me from going down there, so I'm now over preparing.
Nice. You should be.
Yeah.
That's what my dad's doing.
Yeah, you should be. Because if you go down there thinking you're going to punch Ganon in the face, you are sorely about to be mistaken.
I want to go redo that battle. It's so much fun.
To me, it actually wasn't so much. You're right. It wasn't the battle. It was like there's a long build to get to the battle.
Yeah.
So it's like a war of attrition to get all the way there.
By the time you get there.
Yeah, that was what it was. So that's why you need to be prepared. Shiv says, do you think we'll see various types of characters, races, species, peoples in the Zelda movie? And will Dwayne Johnson be in it as Goron?
Shiv says, do you think we'll see all of the various types
I'm sorry.
characters? Which I think is an important distinction. No. There's a lot.
We'll see
We're not
some
going
of
to see
them.
the Minish. We're not going to see the Subrosion. We're not going to see, all those side ones that are in the sky.
No, I was thinking like the main ones. I would see the Rito and stuff like that.
Yeah. The ones that are in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I would expect that. The Rock is as Goron.
He'd be a fun cameo. Like a 30-second minute cameo, like the Rock's in there playing a Goron.
I mean, it makes sense. He's called The Rock. It'd be even hilarious if the credits said The Rock as Goron. Like they didn't actually list his name. It's just The Rock as Goron. That'd be hilarious. They should do it just for that reason. Even if he's not like just put him in the background or whatever. That'd be funny. And our last question, Brendan says, what is one game mechanic or game mode that in previous games of a series but didn't continue on in the series? For me, I miss the trophy collecting in Smash and even wish they let you have a way to display them.
I miss the mini games with friends in Animal Crossing. They had it in New Leaf, and there is not a single mini game that you can play with your friends in New Horizons, and I'm pissed off about it.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah. A game mechanic that I missed that's not in the current game. I don't know. I kind of miss Cappy. I thought Cappy was cool. Just throwing your cap around and using it for different ways.
That might be in the next 3D Mario. You don't know that.
True.
That's a good point.
You got to play Kirby games, man. If you're down for
I
Cap.
do. I need it. That is something I got to get into.
That hurt me so
Kirby's
much.
the one franchise that I'm lacking on.
Odyssey came out and people are like, this is amazing. He could throw a hat and he becomes the enemy. I'm like, motherfucker, we've been doing this for years.
Wait. I miss finding pieces of hearts in Zelda games.
Ooh, I was thinking Zelda in my
that's a good
answers.
one.
I'm thinking Zelda as well. I miss the fishing pond.
Yeah, me too.
Fishing in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom sucks. It's just lame. They've taken, and it's a shame because it should be so much fun. Where is the fishing rod? What are you doing, Nintendo?
Yeah.
I was going to talk about things I've talked about in the past. Like I miss being able to swim and go underwater and have underwater stuff, but like just the mechanic, man, the fishing pond. I spent so much time trying to get the scale and whatnot. Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, the fishing pond is so tranquilo. It's so relaxing and just kind of chill. It's a bummer. So
It does
the
seem
fishing
like
rod.
as a game that has so much stuff you could do in it, it should have you have the fishing rod.
Yeah, you just throw it out. It's like, what is one extra animation? You just have a little fishing rod and you throw it out and you fish, you catch fish.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to throw bombs in the water and do all kinds of shenanigans and whatnot just to get the fish. Like, it's effective, but it's not as fun. And I miss, and it's not just the fishing rod, it's the fishing pond. It's like its own little sub story, its own little sub segment, and you get the scale and you try to go for the record and you find the best fish, like there's a whole challenge to it. The amount of hours I spent just fishing in Ocarina. It was fun. So I also miss music, being a part of the Zelda thing, having an instrument to play, to do something. I would like that to be in the movie. That would be great. I think that's something that should be, in my mind, I think that's something that should be in every Zelda game. Just to tie those two things together. I like when they tie the world and some sort of element to a musical instrument.
I agree.
That's it. So questions.
We did it.
Yay.
We didn't even talk about alligators or flamingos or pie.
We should have. We still have a chance. We still can. It's not too late. Don't leave.
No. Catch us next time. Hopefully we'll have another exciting week of Nintendo stuff to chat about next week. Anyone who's picking up Super Mario RPG, we'll talk about the review scores and first impressions for that game.
Not it.
I'm picking it up.
I'm not.
Neither of you are?
He is.
I am.
Oh,
I'm
good.
not.
Okay, yeah.
Not it.
Calvin has taste.
Not it.
He has.
I have no taste. I can't be playing these
Clearly.
crappy games. They're old visuals and they're low frame rates. I can't do it. I'm just going to lean into it now. You have no idea the monster you've created.
Till then, Koopalings, have a good week.
Bye. Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?